Hello everyone. So things might look a little different from when I normally film. I'm using my phone instead of my camera because if you guys haven't seen in my last video, I got the iPhone 11 and I think it's actually better camera quality than my actual camera. So I'm going to try out using it. It looks a little different because it sits differently in my light thing. I can't remember what it's called, the circle light thing. So it looks a little bit different than my camera. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep using my phone or go back to using my camera. I'm just testing this out to see if I like this better or not. So that's why it might look a little bit different. So the month of March, I completed 2 books, which I honestly would have thought it would have been more because of being quarantined to my house. But I feel like because of all the craziness going on, I'm so focused on that. I haven't had the time for reading and adjusting to doing online school. And it's just been a lot of adjustment that I haven't had a ton of time to read. But I'm going to talk about the 2 books I did complete this month with you right now. So the first book I completed this month was Death of a Salesman by Arthur Miller. I read this for AP Lit and it was fairly decent. It's about a man named Willie and just kind of his life as a salesman and his life like with his family. And let me tell you, it's not a picture perfect like American Dream family. I'm going to tell you that right now. There's a lot of issues. That's all I'm going to say. It's about his family issues, his job issues. Kind of has to do with him starting to like lose his mind because he's an older man. I didn't hate this book, but I didn't love it either. It was entertaining, but I mean, it's not like I was like, ooh, I can't wait to find out what happens. Like, it was okay, and I rated it 3 out of 5 stars. My cat just knocked my phone off of my, oh my God. Oh, my heart's racing. I thought I was gonna break. Okay, so I had to move this to where he couldn't reach it from the dresser. I hate the way this looks, but I just want to finish up this video. I just thought about it. I think I'm gonna start filming on my bed if I use my phone, because the reason I like to film in here is I have a mirror right behind, and so like I can see myself to make sure I look okay. But if I'm using my phone, I can see like myself through the phone, so I could start filming on my bed, I guess. But I like having the bookshelf behind me too, so I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. But for now, you have this awful looking background because I needed to move my light closer to me and away from the dresser. So I finally finished it. Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas. This book took me months. I mean, I was reading other books in between, so then I didn't have to read this book. It was such a slow start. And by slow start, I mean the first 200, 300 pages were just gruesome. Like, I couldn't, like, it was so, I just didn't care about the characters. About halfway through, I started to care about Chaol's relationship and what was going on with him. I didn't care much about any of the other stuff going on, and I barely even cared about that. I just started to slightly care about it. I feel like if it was like half the size, like if half of this was taken out, like, and it wasn't so drug out, it would have been better, because the storyline isn't bad, but it was just so unnecessarily dragged out. So I'm very excited to be done with this. I'm excited to move on to Kingdom of Ash because that should be a lot better than this. In case you guys didn't know, this is part of the Throne of Glass series. Lots of people don't like this book, but it's a part of the series, and if you want to read the series, you have to read this to know what's going on. So I'm very excited to be done with this. I rated it. I said that word really weird. Okay, anyways, 3 out of 5 stars, because like I said, it's not that the storyline was terrible, and I did start to get into it a little bit, but like reading this book, most of it was like pulling teeth because I feel like it was so drug out. This book could have been like 200 pages and it was like 660 pages, and it could have been like, I said like 200 and I would have been fine with that, but she drug it out so much, and I'm so glad to be done with this. Giving it 3 stars might have been overly generous, but there were parts that I enjoyed, so 3 out of 5 stars. So that is all I have for the books I finished, but I do have one current read, and I talked about this book before. It's a bunch of short stories, and I'm taking my time with this, and I'm not going to rush through it. I'm just going to read a short story here and there. I just finished Tower of Dawn, so I haven't started any new books. I don't think I've read any of this book this month. I think I was like at 5% through it, and I haven't read any since. I'm going to be starting Kingdom of Ash probably today or tomorrow. So yeah, that's why I don't really have a current read, is because I just finished Tower of Dawn. So yeah, sorry that was a very disappointing wrap up. Sorry that my phone about broke in this video and now you have a crappy background. I'm going to try and figure something out. I might go back to using my camera, but I know my iPhone 11 has really great quality, and I thought it's probably better than my camera, honestly. So I was like, why not use my iPhone? I have plenty of storage on it, and yeah, I thought that I could just flip over to that, but I don't know what's going to happen now because my cats want to knock it off, and I have no idea why. They've never been interested in my light thing, and then I put an expensive phone up here that was way more than my camera, and then they want to knock it over. I can't tell you why. They're stupid, but I'm very annoyed with them right now. We've been having a lot of issues with them lately, but yeah, I still love them. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! This camera quality is insane.